So last video I talked about post-activation potentiation and how to optimize it. PAP is typically done in contrast or complex workouts. Essentially all that means is you're just pairing up two different exercises, a heavy exercise and some sort of like a plyometric exercise or a sprint, or something along the lines of a potentiating exercise to a performance exercise. So in last video, I talked about how the potentiation exercise should be moderately loaded, somewhere between 60 and 84%. So in this video, I'm doing back squats or safety bar squats with about 65-ish%, performing them as fast as I can and checking the velocity on the tendo units. Then I was performing box jumps and I was just going back and forth, hopefully getting the potentiation effect so I could jump higher or have more quality jumps for the box jumps. So who should be performing these types of workouts? What type of athletes? Should it be more experienced or less experienced? And generally speaking, the more experienced the athlete is or the higher their training age, the more effective these types of training programs are going to be and beneficial for their sports. The more experienced athletes are going to be the ones who can perform multiple sets and multiple reps and can continue to get that potentiating effect, whereas the less experienced athletes really only need to do one conditioning or one potentiating activity to prepare them for the more athletic type movement. And the athletes with over 3+ years of resistance training experience appear to be the ones who actually respond optimally to these conditioning activities. 3+ years. But it's not only the training experience that matters. Research has shown that a larger PAP effect is observed among stronger individuals compared to weaker individuals, regardless of training experience. And this isn't to say that weaker individuals or individuals with less training experience should avoid PAP training programs. We just have to be aware in the demographics of these two types of categories of athletes. Understanding this difference is going to allow us to program accordingly, especially if you are dealing with large groups of people. You might be working in a college setting where you have seniors who have 3 to 4 years of training experience and freshmen who only have 1 or maybe none. I think the biggest difference that you're going to make programming-wise is the frequency and the volume. The frequency and the volume for the less experienced athletes probably should just be lower compared to the more experienced athletes, and just keep this in mind as you are programming for large groups or large teams with a wide variety of athlete experience. When comparing different PAP or contrast methods in training, the only thing that really mattered was training experience. It mattered much more than gender. It mattered much more than static or dynamic types of exercises. Training experience was the biggest factor.